Grand evening, grand evening. Well, I should say afternoon. Well, I guess it is evening. I think it's about 5 p.m., something like that. Indoors in my garage. I've been working on the indoor 60-gallon aquaponics system with my flood and drain bed I just showed you. Right now, the timer just came on. You turn the pump on down there, which is pumping the water up into my DIY flood and drain grow bed that I made with a large Sterilite container. I got this on sale actually at Home Depot. They had these on sale for like, I'm thinking 20 bucks. So, as you can see, I'm a DIY guy. I don't buy stuff a lot that's already made. I use my vision, my intellect, and I make my own stuff for a whole lot cheaper. For a whole lot cheaper. This is how I'll save a lot of money growing food by building my own stuff. I'm not one of these guys who just go out and buy something that some large corporation have made regarding and just go out and buy it for lots of money. You know, for me, being self-sustainable also means being more self-reliable and to learn how to make your own stuff. And you'll save tons of money, and it'll motivate you and it will invigorate you when you do it. It's nice to see something that you made with your own hands instead of going and buy it from large corporations and blowing all your money on something you could do yourself. And I know this is YouTube. I know a lot of content creators out here make a lot of money advertising, marketing, other companies' stuff. That's how they make money. You know, they're marketers. You know, I'm not a marketer. I enjoy making my own stuff. I enjoy it. Everything's not about money to me. So, as you can see here, the out tube, the water got high enough, and the water's coming out. Nice, nice. I have this timer set. It'll run for about 35 minutes, and then it'll go off. It'll go off for almost a little bit over an hour, and then it'll come back on again, 24/7. So it fills and drains just like the large fill and drain grow beds I have outside in my aquaponics system. This one works the same. It's just smaller. It's just smaller. As you can see, I've been filling this bed up with plants I've grown myself. There's some tree collards in there, a giant red mustard green in there. I have some house plants I got in there. I got these from the Home Depot. They have a rack where everything's dying and they throw it away. These are actually expensive house plants, and they put that in the throwaway cart, and it's dying. But I got that for like $2, man. I got another one over there for $2. I think these go for like 25 bucks, and I believe me, I'm gonna bring this back to life in my aquaponics system. This is a beautiful tropical Anuba house plant. So I grow more than just food too, y'all. As you can see, as I go into the sump down here, see all that air? See my bioreactor media in those bags, K1. I have a large air stone in here because beneficial bacteria and macrobacteria need lots of oxygen. They need lots of oxygen. So I'm providing lots of oxygen for them in the sump tank. As you can see, all that oxygen. The more oxygen you have in the aquaponics system, Your fish will be happier. The plants that you're growing will be happier because they are saturated with good oxygen. As you already know, I've been transferring my large bluegill from aquaponics system number 1 into this tank indoors, because in aquaponics number 1, I'm putting a much larger grow bed on that, a field and drain grow bed, just like I did number 2, the same kind of bed. So right now, there is no filtration in that fish tank, and the nitrates are getting too high, and nitrate, fish waste, ammonia will kill your fish. So I decide to go ahead and use this same tank that I had in the fruit tree orchard. I brought it inside, I put it in here, and I rehabbed my system. I rehabbed a smaller aquaponics system in this large grow tent, and I moved those large bluegill from aquaponics number 1 that's going through a rehab. It's getting a much larger grow bed, like aquaponics number 2. Now I moved those 12 large bluegill in this tank, and they're already eating. Believe it or not, they're already eating. I think I'm gonna put this down and go get some food. They might eat again, they might not. They still might be acclimating to the new tank, a little nervous. But they ate the first food, so when I came back, the food was gone. So I'm gonna see if they eat. They might not. They might not. Let me go grab the food real quick. I'm gonna put this phone down real quick. Okay, I got some food. This is going real good. Getting those plants plenty of beneficial nitrate from the fish waste already. So let's go ahead and see if we can, if these guys will eat. They might not. We're gonna see. Oh, they're eating. When it's sunk, there they go. They're eating already. They're eating that food, not as fast as they would. They're eating it though. They're coming up and hitting it as they get more comfortable with their new tank here. I'll throw some more in there. We got 12 big bluegill in there. They're coming up. I grew these guys from very small fry, less than about a half an inch in size about 2 years ago. These guys are getting big. Some of them are ready to, I could actually eat some of these, but I'm not. I'm still using them. They'll be eaten one day. As you can see, I put a large air stone in this aquaponics tank too. The fish need plenty of oxygen. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. As you can see, they're coming up eating that food as they get acclimated to this tank again. You have to realize these bluegill are captive bred. They're captive bred. They're not born in the wild, so they're used to living in these tanks. This is what they were born in. Very delicious fish to eat. Very good good fish to do aquaponics with, because bluegill are native to America. They can live in cold water, and they can live in warm water, not like tilapia. Tilapia are from Africa and are a tropical fish. And I believe tilapia are illegal to have in Texas. And tilapia get big. To me, bluegill tastes better than tilapia. And bluegill fish are a whole lot more hardier. They are a whole lot more hardier than tilapia. As you guys can see, these guys can live in freezing water and warm water. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Let them do their thing. Everything's going good in this system. And what I'm gonna do is I'm always thinking of different ways to make my aquaponics system more better. And man, I made this one great. Like I did the ones outside, I made them better. They're better now. And I did the same thing with this one. So what I'm gonna do is, I have one more of these I have sitting to the side. I'm gonna do the same thing right beside this one in my garage. I have two of these in my garage growing food. So, as you can see, so I also have a small heater in here with a small fan that's on a thermostat right there. See that fan going? That's my thermostat. That's my heater. When this drops below 60 degrees, this heater comes on and warms this whole tent up. So I always keep this tent closed. I'm not using it. I keep it closed. So now that I've gotten my 12 large bluegill out of aquaponics tank number 1, I'm more happier now, because that was my major concern since I unplugged the filter in aquaponics number 1. I didn't want the fish to die, because these fish are delicious to eat. They're delicious. I grew them from a very small fry. They do a good job of growing my food. And they're, like I said, the fish are a part of my garden too, because the fish are protein. Ain't nothing like eating nice fried bluegill fish. And it's even more better when you have your own pond, your own aquaponics system, and you grow your own bluegill at home. You grow them at home. So I have vegetables and protein, all in one closed loop system. And this is all organic, people. This is all organic. Stop listening to people who don't know anything about what organic is, biology or whatever, to tell you that there's no such thing as organic. This is all organic. This is all living things, from the beneficial bacteria to the living plants to the living fish. If I were to put any organic, not organic, but if I were to put any synthetic man-made fertilizer in this system, it would kill my fish. It would definitely kill my fish. It would definitely kill the beneficial bacteria. It wouldn't kill the plants. It would not kill the plants, but it would kill my fish and my beneficial bacteria and my macro bacteria. So also what I'm going to do is, since I've designed this whole thing better, I don't have the tank outside of the grow tent. Now I have the inside, and I can keep it warm. I'm going to go ahead and get some more giant freshwater prawn, and I'm going to put them down here in the sump. Yes, you can breed your own giant freshwater prawn, which are like 3 times bigger than shrimp in the aquaponics system. And the prawn are freshwater and they're good for eating the fish waste. They're good for eating the scraps. So I'm going to put them down there in my sump. So I'll be growing bluegill, and I'm going to start growing giant freshwater prawn again. I stopped growing them last time because we had a cold spell, and I had the aquaponics tank outside of my grow tent, and the grow tent was open, and it got too cool for them, and it wiped my prawn all out. I learned a valuable lesson in that. Sometimes you learn a lesson when you fail. So now I already knew when I rebuild this smaller aquaponics system, build a grow bed to where you can get the tank inside the grow tent too. You want them both inside the grow tent. That way you can zip the grow tent up. You have a small heater. It warms this thing up with no problem at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off now. And I also have some fig fruit tree cuttings coming in. I have some black Madeira fig fruit tree cuttings coming in, and I learned from last time when I grew my last fig tree cuttings, when I started them off as cuttings, they grew very well in my aquaponics system. They grew very well. So I'm looking forward to getting that cutting in, that Madeira black fig tree cutting, and I'm going to plant it in an air pot with the hydrogen clay, and I'm going to stick it in here, and it'll take off like all the other ones did that I got planted in my my fruit tree orchard. So I'm going to be growing my figs in here too. So what I'm doing is I'm developing more ways to grow more food in a smaller space, like I'm doing now. Plus, I'm also expanding my larger aquaponics systems outside by adding much larger grow beds, like I'm doing number 1. Number 2 is already done. Now I'm doing number 1, and then number 3 will have an even bigger grow bed that I'm going to be putting up. It's all a journey, y'all. It's all a journey. I'm in no hurry. I'm doing it the way I want to do it, and everything's growing good. So at the end of the day, learn to be more self-sustainable. Grow your own food, because ain't nobody going to come save us. We got to save ourselves. Y'all have a nice Sunday.